What is up, YouTube? Welcome back to another Invincible Guarding the Globe video. And today we have the Tech Jacket release event. Very hyped that Earth's Defenders is getting another damage attacker powerhouse pretty much in the faction. Very, very exciting. So Season 4 finally wrapped, and she is the last release for the kind of rapid fire hero releases. So thankfully it'll kind of slow down to like a once per month hero schedule from here on out. But I think they ended on a banger, as Zoe is pretty awesome, man. She does incredible damage. The hero model looks really, really awesome. And the skills that she's carrying is pretty epic. So let's get into her kit. So her very first skill is Secret Weapon, where she flies into the air, becoming untargetable. And then she shoots her laser beam, deals 220% of her energy attack as damage, and then a 70% chance of being stunned. So at level 15, it's 75%. Each enemy that's hit has a 75% chance of getting stunned for 2 seconds, and it's 250% energy attack damage. Pretty good rates. I would say her percentages across all of her skills are very generous. This is probably one of her weaker skills, although that is very cool. It also seems to be a little odd with the targeting, where sometimes it does say it hits all enemies on the battlefield, but sometimes it seems to not at the moment. But nonetheless, I'll have a video on the screen that you can kind of get an idea of what these skills are as we go through them. Kind of going off rapid fire here. Coalition Bond. I would say this is her priority skill, if not her fourth, but I'm certainly doing Coalition Bond first. Tech Jacket increases her own energy attack and that of all allies by 9.5% for each Coalition of Planets member on the team, excluding herself. So if you have a Omni-Man, if you have an Alan, if you have an original OG Invincible, if you have the new Space Racer, those are all Coalition of Planets. And each of those is a stack towards, there is no max, I guess, but it's a stack towards her percentages going up and up and up for every member on the team, Coalition or not. On top of that, when facing invaders, she reduces the cooldown of allies' abilities by 25%. That alone is one of the strongest parts of the kit. And that goes up to 12% each stack and 30% cooldown for the main abilities. Very, very strong Coalition Bond. Very, very strong. Probably her best perk, I would say. Very much carries her besides her damaging abilities. And her damaging abilities is pretty good. Suit's Safeguard. When Tech Jacket's HP drops below 50%, the suit restores 100% of her max HP over a minute and grants a bounce back shield equal to 13% of her max HP. It's okay. It's definitely not something you gotta max out. I would say the heal is good. Obviously, it's pretty much a full heal, but it's so slow. This is really more like for ops. So I would probably level this last, honestly, even after her first one seems to give a little bit more damage. And finally, Laser Blitz. Every 10 seconds, Tech Jacket dashes behind the furthest enemy. This is very similar to how Cape Vincible does a kind of dash behind an enemy, dealing 290% of her attack as damage, not energy attack, just base attack, and knocking the enemy back with a final hit. She sweeps her laser across all enemies, dealing 130% of her energy attack as damage, and pushing them, and then reducing their defense. Like, there's a lot going on in this ability. So she dashes behind someone, does a combo, basically, and then as well shoots her laser, does a little bit of damage, and then reduces their defense. There's a lot going on with this move, and then at the max, it's 350% attack, 150% of her energy attack, and 30% reduced defense. That's pretty significant. I would say her fourth and second to 15 is definitely a priority, I would say, if you're going to build her all the way up. 1 and 3, I would probably leave at 10. I feel like it's very minor. The healing could be nice if it was 15. And certainly some extra damage is nice from this, but it's not that much damage. It's 30% and only 5% on the chance of being stunned. Not really persuasive for how much investment that is. But nonetheless, those are her skills. I would probably personally recommend 2, 4, 1, 3 as a upgrade order. And they all look really, really cool. The Tech Jacket animations are out of this world. I think the devs did a really good job with that. Keep pushing the envelope. Keep making the hero models look better, and the animations for their ultimates and everything look better. It really reflects, and it gets us excited about the characters. So I hope that the devs hear this feedback, that we noticed things are looking better in the game, and we can appreciate that wholeheartedly. All right, so let's jump into this Tech Jacket. I already have, as you can see, pretty boosted. And in fact, if you didn't believe me, I wasn't focusing at all this event. I am really focusing Blue Suit Mark, and I am trying to hoard as many copies as possible to reach 200 stars. That's my goal for Blue Suit. Very, very crazy. We're at 160. I think it's doable. but we need to focus. But we will not pass up any tech jackets. I am a big fan of the character, and she just looks awesome, and her buffs are pretty cool. And I would rather build her over a lot of the other Earth's Defenders at the current moment. I'm going to build up my Omni-Man. I'm going to build up my Armored Adam Eve. And then I'm probably going to build Agent Spider and Tech Jacket. And I'm probably going to leave everybody else where they're at. I'm not going to touch OG Invincible. I don't think I'm going to touch Red Rush anymore. And just kind of pick a core 5 for each faction. I think is kind of smart to isolate what you're building. You just really can't give too much stars to more than a few characters. It just gets overwhelming. So we're going to keep focusing Blue Suit. If we happen to come across a Tech Jacket, that's awesome. But let's see what these pulls look like at level 10. And we got about 130 refresh tokens, so we should get some decent pulls here. I will say, as you get, okay, a triple, we got to pull that. I will say, as you get to the later game, it gets a little less exciting after you've pulled, you know, thousands and thousands of elites, thousands and thousands of copies of the character that you're building. Like skipping over that hurts my heart, but we just don't need it. Ooh, the new Tech Jacket, and it's a nice double. We will take it. But it really does kind of focus what you are building, and it makes you, you know, have to pass up all their opportunities, and that's like the biggest change from early game is like looking at an elite hero and being like, I want it, but you don't need it, and you probably have extra copies of it. So definitely count your heroes, count your elite copies. I would try to, even if you're not investing heavy in these events or just events in general, try to maximize your currency to actually target what you need. Let's say you're building your top 5 to 30 stars or 50 stars. What I would do is when you're, like, let's say you have 2 Earth Defenders, get those 2 Earth Defenders copies when we have an Earth Defenders event and just only get those. Hoard those copies and just kind of ignore everybody else. Best you can. Obviously, if you are really low spenders or you're free-to-play players, this probably doesn't apply to you. Just buy everything, you know, every elite you can get, because at the end of the day, you're probably building more free-to-play characters. But for me, all of my characters are pretty much event characters at this point, besides like Doc Seismic, and we're going to purchase all in this, and Omni-Man. So outside of those 2 characters, I have to hoard copies, and I have learned the art of focusing. Focusing the hero that you need. I definitely think a sort of wish feature would be interesting. I know a lot of other games have that for this kind of lottery-based system where you can put, like, ideally I'm going for, that's a pretty good roll. If I see 2 elites and 3 rares, we almost always pull the trigger, but the game does like to give me commons. Yeah, like that. Like 1 common, but that's not bad. We get a Blue Suit Mark, absolutely. Ooh, a Tech Jacket. Oh my goodness, the game always gives me the commons when it's possible. I'm sure you guys get the same luck, man. I'm sure you do. Also, loving the gold border. Goodness gracious. The golden border that they do around the new characters, they look really, really sick. It also makes it a lot harder to miss them, so that is a very nice quality of life change, I will say, to the new hero releases. Luckily for me, I'm not chasing the new hero. I'm chasing Blue Suit Mark. But honestly, I feel like I've gotten more Tech Jackets than Blue Suit Marks this event. I have gotten a ridiculous amount of Tech Jackets. I don't know if the odds were changed or like if you invest a lot of currency that eventually they just give you good rates, but it was not this way on the Thrag event. I will tell you what. I did a lot of refreshing and I barely got my Thrag to 35 stars. And this just feels like an easy 30 stars on her. I like very achievable. Like I'm getting Tech Jacket every 10 rolls. I swear with the last event with Thrag, I was maybe 20, 30. It was really bad between copies, so. All right, let's see if we can't get a few more copies. I'll bring the refreshes down to about 20, and we will probably call it a day there. I do have to do some more runs off camera, as well as I have to do the Tech Jacket solo event, that little 5-minute op for her. It's also a note for all of you new players, if you're ever curious about the nightmare for new characters and what it takes to even touch the board, I have a near level 1000 Tech Jacket with, you know what, 25 stars or so. And I pretty efficiently ran this with max gear and a really good, artifact. Yeah, artifact. Barely cleared like number 24, 25. And now I've kind of dropped down into 26. Once I give her some more stars, I'll do a run again. But I would say even if you guys put in like $300, $200, you're going to have a hard time unless you really focus Tech Jacket breaking top 50, top 40. So just keep that to note. The leaderboard for the new character nightmares are almost always like $100 plus investment. Everybody on the board now, because the game is so saturated with players. The leaderboards are no longer, who's been playing the longest or free-to-play players. Usually it's going to be people that are just putting tons and tons of money into that character. And, it has its, caveats, but it certainly is not worth it. Don't worry about it. But if you guys are interested in what it takes, just know it's a crazy amount of investment. But hey, if you guys are excited about a character, stock your gems up. And honestly, with gems alone, you probably can break the leaderboard just to get on it, which would be cool. If that is a goal of yours. It was a lot easier a year ago, I will say. It has gotten a lot harder the last few hero releases. We're also getting a sort of power creep in this game, I would say, where, the characters aren't exponentially getting better each character release, but they are certainly having a hard time topping each character. And we'll do a brief look at Tech Jacket's damage. I don't have her skilled up, so I'm not going to show you my personal one, but I do have a couple screenshots from someone that has, I believe, a all 10 skilled Tech Jacket. And, ooh, nice. A double with Tech Jacket. And the numbers from her in a coalition team are looking very good. Outside of a coalition team, I am unsure. See, another double with Tech Jacket. These odds this event, I'm telling you, are busted. I don't know what's going on, but we're getting some insane luck. I'm just trying to get blue suit marks. I'm not passing up on super good doubles, and we're getting a Tech Jacket like every 5 rolls. It's crazy. But they are sort of, getting in this area where they are going to rely on synergies to make a strong hero. I feel like you can't just do raw stats anymore. And Tech Jacket is not a crazy raw stat character, but she's still, from her abilities, what are these odds? My goodness. We'll take it, but goodness gracious. Like, all right. So it's like every roll we're getting a Tech Jacket. Well, what is going on? And the snipe. All right. Developers, I don't know what kind of update we did. We were liking it. This is fine. This can stay. Goodness, no one wants these dark wings. How many more stars we got? So we got like 2 more stars. So we have 25 stars now. Big. We're going to need quite a bit more. I think it's there if I buy the refreshes. I don't want to turn this into like a 2-hour video, but let's do a few more, see if we can't get another Tech Jacket to close the video out. I think she looks very exciting. Her numbers look very, very promising. I'm not going to main her. Let me know if you guys are planning to run her. I would recommend you build her if you have Omni-Man in your main team or Space Racer. I do have a Space Racer built, so I was very tempted to add her to the main roster because it's really annoying to build so many from World Beyond characters at the current time. This is like an overwhelming roster to build right now. I'm trying to upgrade my second Anissa. I would love to get Nolan to 2,000 and upgrade my second Uni, and then push Thrag, and then also add stars to Space Racer, and then also push my top 3. It's too much. So I'm trying to diversify and bring Omni-Man up, but it would be nice to have another character up there as well. And so I'm going to choose Doc, I think, for my other character, just to make it easier. But I would love another one from Earth's Defender. So I was thinking Tech Jacket, but I don't think she's going to fit in my team personally because I don't have Coalition of Planets. In terms of the shop, I think we're going to call it there. We did a fantastic job getting Tech Jackets already, but I'm going to do the rest of my farming off camera. Let's look at some of those damage numbers to see what Tech Jacket is looking like in PvP. All right, guys, so this is a PvP screenshot from a player named Anubis. Shout out and thank you to my alliance mate Phantom and Meticulous for posting some screenshots in our alliance chat this morning. And we already knew Space Racer was pumping some crazy numbers, but check out 2 coalition members alongside Tech Jacket with a level 15 skill. I believe this is level 15 on the second. She is doing crazy, crazy damage. Just keep in mind, this is with a Coalition Allen and a Coalition Space Racer, right? Same team here. Very, very promising numbers. She's posting up insane numbers, even understarred a little bit compared to some of the characters in the team. As you can see, that Marcus got 60 levels and 2 stars on her, and he's doing half the damage. Also, keep in mind, ranged characters have a much easier time getting their damage off. So characters like Doc Seismic, Universa, etc. Ranged characters do have a small advantage, especially when there is a front line. But I will say, still, these damage numbers are very impressive for a new character, and I would say they're very promising. I'm sorry, there are the skills posted. So level 14 second, but very incredible numbers. I would say if you guys have, like I said, an Omni-Man, even just one coalition, and you are a newer player or a player that is able to change their main team and you would like to heavily consider her, I think she's a great fit. She's going to be a very, very strong build. I just have a very hard time leaving Blue Suit Mark, and he does not synergize very well with her because he's not Coalition of Planets. And if you throw Omni-Man in the mix, then you have 3 Earth's Defenders. And then you're just saturating the team with non-From World Beyond, super meta, busted stats, characters. So I think she's great. I think we need to give Coalition of Planets some more time to simmer. And she's amazing. I think we need one more piece to the puzzle, being Thaddeus, to kind of tie a full Coalition of Planets team together. Because, man, even with all their skills maxed out, I just don't think they can touch a Viltrumite team. It's going to take a lot to see them beat Thrag, Conquest, Craig. That team on the bottom is very impressive. The reason they're getting beat there is they're like 150 levels down. If every skill's maxed and everyone is dead even, I don't know that a Viltrumite team could be beaten in the current meta. But she's a step in the right direction, and I'm very excited to see where the developers are going to take the Coalition of Planets faction and their synergies. And I think I can speak for all of us when I'm saying hopefully Thaddeus is our next hero coming out, because my goodness, is he ever highly anticipated. Everyone I talk to is excited about Thaddeus and wants to run him. So I'm pretty happy with Tech Jacket's release. What do you guys think? Let me know down in the comments below. If you like this, make sure to give me a like on the video down below and subscribe. That helps me out a lot. And I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.